Hello, it's Kathy Cassidy. I'm here to read you another chapter of Love from Lexie. It's chapter 26 today, and that means we're really getting to the interesting bit towards the end of the story. So yeah, things are hotting up. As usual, I'm going to start with the filler in between the chapter, and this time it's an email that Lexie has sent to her mum, and she's kind of made up the email address. She sent it to ninalawler@nowhere.co.uk. And it says, "Dear Mum, I've never worked so hard in my life. There are just 10 days until the protest festival, and even though school has started again, we're practicing almost every day. I've sung those songs so much I hear them in my dreams, or in my nightmares rather. I am supposed to be writing another song, but I can't. I'm stuck. School is busy too. We've set up this thing called Library Squad, where we go to primary schools and talk to kids and encourage them to sign up for a library card. And in 4 of those schools, the teachers have marched the kids along to Bridge Street Library to get their very own golden ticket. Miss Walker says membership numbers have never been higher, and if it gets much crazier, the computers might crash from the strain of it all. I don't think things are working out with the boy I was telling you about. No kisses, just the occasional hug and a kiss on the nose now and then, as if I'm 5 years old. He's a very complicated boy. I know he's ambitious and mad about music. He has a way of carrying the rest of us along with that, so we believe in it too. And we're willing to jump through hoops just to please him. There is a darker side to him too, though, and I can't work it out. That scares me a bit. I miss you, Mum. I'm having nightmares again about the bad times. I wonder if I'll ever get over losing you. Love, from Lexie. P.S. I'm going to press send, even though this is a made-up email address. You never know." So here we go, chapter 26, Time Flies. And it starts with one of the nightmares. She throws the suitcase onto the bed, opens the wardrobe and flings an armful of bright clothes onto it. "Come on, Lexie," she exclaims. "Let's go. We don't belong here. I was thinking Cornwall or North Wales. What do you reckon?" "Not yet," I plead. "It's the school trip next week. It's going to be cool. We could go after that maybe, if you still want to." Mum's face darkens and fear seeps through my body. I've seen this before, seen how quick Mum can flip from elated and angry to totally wiped out. I used to be able to calm her with a hug or a promise, but the older I get, the harder it's becoming. "Of course I'll still want to go, silly," she says sulkily. "Where's your sense of adventure, Lexie? You're no fun anymore. So boring." "Mum, have you been taking your tablets? You don't seem yourself just now. You should see the doctor maybe." "Don't tell me what I should and shouldn't do," she rages, and her hand flies up as if to lash out. The bedroom light snaps on, and I sit up, blinking. Mandy is in the doorway, her face creased with sleep and worry. "Are you okay?" she asks. "You were calling out in your sleep." "I'm fine," I mumble, though really I'm not. My heart is racing, my cheeks are wet with tears. "Nightmare?" Mandy asks, sitting down on the edge of the bed. "This hasn't happened in a while, has it? Want to talk about it?" I shake my head. Talking to Mandy about how my mum wasn't the perfect parent I've always made her out to be would feel like a betrayal. I'm carrying enough guilt already. Sometimes I think the weight of it will crush me. "Just a bad dream," I whisper. I've kept the bad memories buried for a while now. I thought they were gone for good, but no, here they are again, shoving their way into my dreams. It must be the stress of the festival gig and things with Marley that are dragging them back into the open, or maybe the soul-searching and songwriting. What's the point on dwelling on the bad stuff? It just messes with your head and your heart. "You can always tell me if you need to. You know that, don't you?" Mandy says softly. "I'm on your side, always." "Thanks," I whisper. When she leans down to hug me, I try to hug her back, but as usual, the guilt gets in the way, and I lie there passive like a rag doll, one hand uselessly patting Mandy's shoulder. She tucks me in, switches off the light and creeps away, and I roll over, turning my face to the wall. It takes a while for the lost and found to sort out their stage costumes. You'd think everyone had a few items of black clothing hanging about, but this is clearly not the case. A bunch of us go trawling the charity shops one day after school. Sasha discovers a scarlet prom dress with a sweetheart neckline and a red bandana for her hair. Happy finds a black beaded top and a black tulle ballerina skirt. Beck spots a black mesh top to wear over a red vest and black skinny jeans, and plans to dye her hair crimson, especially for the gig. Me, I've already got a tunic top and leggings, so that leaves Romy. We put her in a baggy black t-shirt with leggings, black mini, red socks and black Doc Marten boots, and she looks amazing. Even Marley approves. We manage an early dress rehearsal with everyone in black and red. And for the first time ever, we actually look like a band as well as sounding like one. Sasha acts as unofficial stylist, and she's good. She brings along a bin bag of accessories found on our charity shop trawl. Adding a hat there and a scarf here, she somehow manages to pull things together and allow everyone still to keep their own style and individuality. Okay, Marley declares, looking awesome himself in a red t-shirt and black skinny jeans. We have this thing sorted, image-wise. Good work, Sasha, all of you. Oh, hang on, Sammy, could you drop the coat? It's not the right image, you know? I like the coat, Sammy says. I know you like the coat, Marley says patiently. We've all noticed that you like the coat. Fine, whatever. But we're trying for a unified look here, and that coat does not work. There's a silent standoff while Marley glares at Sammy and Sammy gazes back, sad-eyed but stubborn. I worry for a moment Marley's going to react the way he did with Dylan and threaten to dump Sammy from the band, because I'm pretty sure Sammy would walk away without a backward glance. In the end, Marley just sighs and tells Sammy he can't wear the coat on stage at the festival. The stare-out is over, but it's impossible to guess who's won. Interestingly, I don't think it's Marley. Photo shoot, Jake asks coaxingly, and we all pile outside to mess around in front of the old railway carriage while he shoots image after image on his iPhone. When we check the pictures on the band's Instagram page, even I raise an eyebrow, because we look good with Lee playing his trumpet and Bex pulling faces and Dylan and George leaning together while Sammy hides beneath a hat Sasha has given him, still in the big coat. I'm with Happy and Romy, striking a cheesy pose and waving my tambourine in the air, and only Sumia, Marley and Sasha actually look poised and sane. It's great though, as if we've just stepped off stage and relaxed for a moment, which is kind of what we have done. Plus the railway carriage makes the best backdrop ever. Things are coming together, we can all sense it. We're sounding better, tighter than ever before. We're looking cool, and now finally we're feeling confident too. Well, most of us. Marley's on a permanent high because he's written another melody and is nagging me daily to sort lyrics for it. I try, but when I'm stressed and anxious, the words don't come easily, and everything's so hectic I can't find the time or space to focus. I try not to worry too much, but the pressure to come up with something sits on my shoulders like a rucksack full of bricks. I tell myself the feeling will pass, that words will come. 9 days before the festival, Bex gets an email from one of her favourite YA authors, Ray Kelly, saying she'd be happy to come up from London to support the protest. Wow, Bex breathes. She says she's happy to do a book event at the festival. She'll sign books and speak on stage about the libraries, whatever we want her to do. Amazing, I say. I think there's going to be a tent just for author events and workshops. I'm going to go along if I get the chance. It's going to be cool, Bex declares. Miss Walker says there'll be a karaoke and book-themed songs, a children's book character fancy dress, and a workshop where kids can put themselves into a story and take it away to print out. The librarians are dressing up as famous book characters to do storytelling, and a friend of Miss Walker's is doing a workshop on making things like bunting and paper flowers out of old damaged books. Can't wait, I say. The community groups are doing stuff too, just raising awareness on everything a library does, really. And Louisa Winter says she's bringing some big name friends along. It's going to be epic. The Milford Gazette seems to think so too. They've nailed their colours to the mast and come out as library supporters. They're giving us loads of great coverage, a double-page spread all about the festival, mapping out what's going on. Several local bands are playing, but we're astonished to find we're the only ones scheduled to play on the stage. The others, a couple of pub bands and some teen acts, including the delightful Charlene Scott, will be playing in one of the tents, the music zone as the Gazette calls it. The Lost and Found will be up on the main stage though, opening for Ked Wilder. Seeing that in black and white in the pages of a newspaper is a bit of a reality check. Song, I think, fear of failure, curdling in my belly again. I'm feeling low and lost, but I have to push through it, find some words. I have to turn Marley's music into a song. If I fail, we all fail. 4 songs are not enough to make an opening set, and we're running out of time. Don't think about it, I tell myself. Don't think about failing in public, letting everybody down. You can do this. Chill out. Give yourself a chance. But still, no words come. This festival has set the whole town buzzing, Mandy comments. Everyone I know is planning to go, and people from outside Milford too. John's got friends from Yorkshire coming down especially, and my mum and her friends are travelling from Northampton. They used to be big Ked Wilder fans back in the 60s. You wait until they see you two with your band. They'll be so proud. Next, the Milford Gazette runs a copycat feature on Sammy's letter. It causes a stir, and a few days later they come over to cover a library squad visit, me, Bex and Happy talking in a primary school assembly and walking the class down to Bridge Street so every child can get a library card. The photos capture the kids writing their library love letters, decorating them with paint and glitter and feathers. The following day, there's a full colour page in the paper. There's a picture of me with a bunch of kids around me, and my stupid heart leaps with hope yet again, in case somehow my mum sees that picture and finds me. That doesn't happen, obviously. "Are you okay, Lexie?" Bex asked one evening after band practice. "You've gone all quiet on me again. Are you stressed because of trying to write the lyrics? I wouldn't blame you. Time's racing past." "Don't remind me." I'm helping Bex to dye her hair red, ready for the big day. She's wrapping her head in tinfoil to stop the sludgy dye dripping while I mop up the spills and tidy the sink. Right now it looks like a scene of carnage, the aftermath of a particularly gory stabbing. Mary Shelley stares at us from the laundry basket, eyes narrowed in what could be despair. "Nothing else on your mind?" Bex checks. Can I say to Bex the things I couldn't say to Mandy? Maybe. I could try. Bex is not a replacement mum after all, more of a big sister bestie combo, someone I can rely on to tell it like it is. I sigh. I'm just thinking about Mum a lot lately. Is that crazy? It's all this stuff in the papers and on the radio and TV. I keep wondering what would happen if she saw me, recognised me, remembered. Bex looks dismayed. "Oh, Lexie, no. That must be awful," she says, like a kind of self-torture. "You do know she'd have been in touch by now if she could, Lexie. Or if she wanted to." The tears come from nowhere, sliding down my face like rain, and Bex puts her arms around me awkwardly, trying to keep the drips of hair dye at bay. We talked about all this so many times when I first came to live here. Every option, every possibility was examined in forensic detail, detective style. There were only a few conclusions to be drawn. 1. Something bad had happened to my mum, an accident or a sudden illness or an act of violence, and she was dead and never coming back. 2. She'd run away to build a new life for herself, leaving me behind. 3. She'd had some kind of mental breakdown and been locked up in a high-security hospital, and she couldn't get out. 4. She'd had an accident that had left her with severe amnesia and she had no memory of me at all. Every one of these options seemed too painful, too cruel to believe, so I'd pushed them away, packed them in a box and sealed it shut, shoving the box to the back of my mind. Somehow, writing songs has opened up the box again. Let the hurt seep out. Having my picture in the paper has fooled me into hoping, dreaming that things could be different. I try so hard, Bex, I whisper. I always have. Why is it never enough? My foster sister wipes my tears with a wad of loo roll and scrubs away a smudge of crimson hair dye that has appeared at my throat. Lexie, don't, she says. You are the best person I know, little sister, okay? The smartest, the kindest. You're amazing, the way you rescue everybody and everything. Boxes of maps and old sheet music, old toys, Mary Shelley. The little tortoise blinks up at us, head tilted to one side. And people too, Bex pushes on. Me, happy, and now the whole gang of us in the band. Even Marley. I don't think anyone would put up with that boy except for you. I've got no clue what's eating him, but trust me, he's more messed up than the rest of us put together. I sit down on the edge of the bath, feeling shaky, and Bex puts an arm around my shoulder. She sighs. Thing is, I stopped being a detective years ago, but you never did, Lexie. You're still searching for the impossible. Do you think I'm crazy, I ask? Ridiculous? Sad? None of those things, Bex promises. Okay, I tease you sometimes, but I love what you're doing, bringing people together. You're a rescuer, Lexie. You always have been, ever since I've known you. You find the lost stuff. People, pets, whatever. Thing is, I have a feeling that the person who really needs rescuing is you. I wipe the tears away and try to smile. I don't think anyone out there is planning to rescue me, I say. Too bad, huh? Bex shrugs. I don't know. I think maybe it's something you have to do yourself. That doesn't seem fair. A wave of grief rises up inside me, angry, messy grief that threatens to pull me apart all over again. What if my mum is out there somewhere, Bex, I whisper, looking for me? Then she'll find you, Lexie, Bex says. Or not. I love Bex for her honesty most of the time. But not today. Not today. So that was a sad chapter from the book. But we're going to jump into the next one tomorrow and things will really rev up again. I hope you're enjoying the story. We're getting towards the end, so things are really, really, hotting up a wee bit. I hope that you're coping with the lockdown. I hope you're finding something every day to be grateful for, to be glad about, something to give you a bit of routine and a bit of normality, and finding ways to stay in touch with your friends as well. Hoping as well that the chapters from Love from Lexie give you a little bit of escapism. Thank you for listening. I really, really appreciate everybody who's stuck with me this far. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.